Hi, welcome to Makeup Therapy with Laura, where we discuss all things beauty, makeup, and mental health. Today's video, I'm just going to be showing you a bit more makeup tutorial, as well as discussing anxiety. And I'm also going to show you my favorite tool here. This is my Dyson Air wrap. I'm just going to show you how I get these waves in my hair. So I left a couple of sections here at the front, just so I can show you how cool this thing is. So it is very expensive. It is way too expensive, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Wait till you see what it does. Okay, so I've got my little section of hair here, and it's not like a typical curling iron. You don't wrap your hair around it. It sucks it in. Watch. How cool is that? So I like to just sit here for a little bit just to let that heat make it curl, and then I hit it with a little cool shot. So I push this little button up and it blows cool air, and that sets the curl, and then I turn it off and look at that, just a cute little ringlet. Interesting. I just find it fascinating. So it's called the Coanda effect, and it coils your hair around this really cool device. I'm just going to do this little front section too. Look at it. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to do this tiny little section too, and then I'll show you what else I do. All right, so you look a little crazy when you first get your curls all done because they're ringlets. So what I like to do is just add a little bit of hair oil. Today I'm using my Reguveniqe by MONAT, and just going to pop a little bit of that in my hand. Rub them together, and then just comb out the curls with your fingers. And that'll give you those beachy waves. Make you look like you just had a nice salon blowout. Okay, so that's my Dyson Air wrap. Again, I say it's expensive, but I love it. All right, gonna jump into my makeup. And we're going to talk all about anxiety today. Anxiety is another fun mental health disorder that I suffer with. I suffer from panic attacks and just unfortunate feelings of anxiousness all day long. It's awesome. It's not awesome. All right, I'm just going to start by popping on some moisturizer. I've already primed my skin. I've mixed a bit of oil into my MONAT BB cream just to make it a little bit thinner. The formula is pretty thick, and it does have that SPF 40 that we need. Okay, I'm going to bounce this in with my beauty sponge. And this is just the base of your makeup, the foundational layer. So anxiety is the most prevalent of all mental health disorders worldwide. 284 million people in the world are affected by anxiety disorder. And when I say anxiety disorder, I'm talking about generalized anxiety disorder. It is something that a doctor diagnoses, and it's different from just feeling normal feelings of worry or anxiousness. It's much more intense. So just dragging this down onto my neck so we don't have any harsh lines. Okay, I'm gonna move into my concealer, and also using my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer just on the inner portions of my eyes here where I have some darkness right in here, and then lifting the outer corner. Just going to use a little clip here to pull my hair out of my face. That's better. Okay, so yeah, anxiety. If you ever had a panic attack, have you known anyone that's ever had a panic attack? It's awful. So you kind of go into like a panicked state, sort of that fight or flight reaction. and I've had some pretty gnarly ones, and sometimes you don't even know when it's going to come on, but you sort of feel like crushing feeling on your chest. It's hard to breathe. You know, you sometimes start to hyperventilate. It's awful. My doctor has prescribed some medication to take if you are having a panic attack, just to calm you down. And that is treatment for the panic disorder. Yeah, so panic attacks happen to people that suffer with this illness. Not everyone, but it is something that is real. Excuse me, it's hard to put on makeup and talk at the same time. It is a real disorder that a lot of people suffer with. So let's break the stigma and let's talk about it. So some of the physical symptoms that are associated with anxiety, sorry I keep saying I'm new to this whole video recording thing, but I'm having fun and this is exciting for me. Terrifying, but exciting. Okay, some physical symptoms to depression include restlessness, irritability, difficulty concentrating, extreme chronic fatigue, nausea, dizziness, and then your fear just is heightened. It's not fun. Sorry, just blending that in. I'm gonna move on to some eyebrows. Where's my brow powder? Here we go. Using my Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder in the shade 5, grabbing a eyebrow brush with a spoolie on the end, and I'm just fluffing up my brows a little bit. As I said, they're super sparse due to 90s plucking. Okay, so I like to just draw a little line on the top of the brow and also on the bottom of the brow just to thicken it up a little bit. And you can use a pencil or, you know, a pomade, any product that you like that works for you. I've tried them all. I do like the powder. I kind of go in phases with the powder where I'll use it all the time and then I'll switch over to the pencil and use that one all the time. It's just personal preference or how you're feeling, how thick you want your brows to be, how defined you want your brows to be. All right, do you see the difference? This is wild. So over here, crazy sparse brow. Over here, nice full thick brow, and it just sort of frames your face. The power of makeup, it's pretty amazing. So sometimes when I'm suffering with anxiety, I'll give you an example. Driving makes me anxious for sure. Just other people and their crazy driving. But if I'm running late to something, or if I think I'm running late to something, sometimes I will be like 1 minute late and I'll think the sky is falling. It's a problem. I'll start to panic. I'll just start to breathe really rapidly, really like shallow breathing like that. And it's scary. And it's like, really, 1 minute late to something isn't the end of the world. Even 10 minutes late to something, just call. Say, I'm running late. I'll be right there. It's not the end of the world. But to me, it feels like the end of the world in that moment because my anxiety is so heightened. And it's a really hard thing to overcome. Okay, I'm moving into blush. This is my MONAT Hydrating Liquid Gel Cream Blush. It's a bit of a mouthful. Just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand here. This is in the shade Pink. I love this blush. It is so hydrating. It gives you a beautiful glow. So I'm just tapping a little bit onto my cheekbones, and I like to pull it up sort of around the orbital bone here. And I also sometimes like to use a brush. This is kind of a dome-shaped blending brush. And just tapping. You don't want to rub. Rubbing is going to remove your base makeup. There's hyaluronic acid in this blush too, which is a sort of a plumping, moisture-rich ingredient that's going to help your skin look glowing, healthy, and hydrated. All right. Now that we're blushing, I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer. So today I'm using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I love this bronzer. It smells like chocolate. All the Too Faced products have scents to them. If you're sensitive to scents, you don't want to use Too Faced. But if you love a scent, oh my gosh, check it out. I have a peach setting powder, which I'm going to use today, and also a peach eyeshadow palette. It just smells good. It's delicious. You kind of want to eat it. So tapping into this bronzer is very pigmented, so a little goes a long way. Always tapping off the excess on your brush, and I'm just stamping that. See how pigmented it is? It does blend nicely. So just tapping that onto just a little bit below the cheekbone, sort of on the cheekbone. Probably should have done this before my blush, but it is what it is. This is what I did. And the beauty of makeup is it's not that serious. We're here to have fun. This is kind of my everyday go-to makeup look. Just kind of glowy, a little bit of structure to the face with the contour, the bronze, adding a little bit of this to the sides of my nose just to give you that sun-kissed glow. Okay, I'm gonna set my under eyes and the rest of my face now with a bit of that powder I was talking about that smells like peaches. This is what it looks like. It's the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. This is the translucent one. I think it does come in like shades, like different colors. So I'm just putting some of that on my sponge, tapping off or rubbing off any excess fallout, and then tapping out any creasing first, and then just placing that on. And this is going to help blur the under eye and set your concealer so it doesn't move around during the day, and it just helps keep it in place. Setting is probably the most important step if you're wearing cream products, just because anything with a cream to it tends to slide around throughout the day, and if you have any type of oil in your skin, it's gonna exacerbate that. So setting is gonna help control and mattify the oils. I like to put some around my nose as well. And just, I use it sort of underneath the contour just to sharpen up. If you didn't blend very well, this actually needs a little bit more blending right here. Yeah, so just sort of sharpens up that look of the contour. Don't make it harsh, but you want to add shade and light. That is the whole idea behind contouring and makeup. It's all about shade and light and blending, making sure we blend so that it doesn't look like you don't know what you're doing. And a lot of you have told me that you don't know what you're doing. So I hope that you're learning something from me as we go about this. But it's just so awesome that I have this opportunity to talk to you about mental health disorders and also doing something I love, like doing my makeup. It just brings a smile to my face every day. So thanks for joining me. All right, I'm just gonna use this spoolie again just to lift the eyebrow a little bit, and I'm gonna add some brow gel as well. And brow gel just kind of holds your brows in place. It's great if you have nice, thick, fluffy brows and all you need is a brow gel. I'm jealous of you. But if you need a little help in the lift department, this is the stuff. So I'm using the MONAT IR Clinical Brow Gel in clear, and this stuff has thickening agents like an it helps your hair grow as you're putting it on. So it's got, what is the word I'm looking for? It helps with thinning. Anyway, it's going to make your brows grow. And I can't wait to see the difference after I've used it for a little while. Okay, I'm going to move on to eyes. Today I'm going to be using my Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. We're going to be doing a little bit of a fall look. This palette is gorgeous. So it's all like coffee related, latte related. So some of the flavors, the shades in here are creme brulee, macchiato, cold brew, pumpkin spice. So we're going to play with this a little bit today. All right, so I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush and I'm going to dip into this orangey pumpkin spice shade, always tapping off the excess. And I like to just place the eyeshadow with a stamping motion on the outer corner of my eye to start with. And then I sort of sweep it into the crease. And then you blend. So by blending, I mean using kind of a back and forth windshield wiper motion just to blend out any harsh lines. Sometimes I like to blend it here into the inner, like where your eyebrow meets your nose. Just kind of gives some shape to your face. Okay, I'm going to do that on the other side, my pumpkin spice. Just sort of making that stamp, that dot right on the outer corner, and then blending it in towards the center. Keeping most of the pigment on the outer corner is going to help open up your eyes. Okay, I'm going to go into this hazelnut shade next. This is just a bit of a deeper brown. And I'm actually going to use a smaller blending brush. So this one, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but one's more tapered and more dome shaped and smaller. This one's kind of got fanned out bristles. So dipping into that hazelnut shade, I'm going to place this just a little bit lower than where I placed that pumpkin spice shade. And just sort of wiggling that right into the crease. Right into like the socket of your eye. Tapping just a little bit more in that outer corner. Same thing on the other eye. Dominique Cosmetics is an indie brand, which I love to support indie brands. Kristen Dominique is the owner, and she's a fellow YouTuber, and her products are just stunning. I love her concealer and her setting powders, and of course her eyeshadow palettes are gorgeous. The formula really blends nicely. Can't say enough good things. So I'm just using a bigger fluffy brush with no product on it, and I'm just taking that and swiping very gently along the edges of where I just laid down that shadow, and that just blends everything seamlessly together. Blending is probably the most important part of makeup. Okay, taking a short little stubby brush, and I'm going to dip into both of those shades again and go right underneath on my lower lash line and just sort of connecting those two together in the corner here. I sort of take my hand and pull it across my body here to do the opposite eye. I'm right-handed, so if you're lefty, you do the same thing with your dominant hand. Okay, I'm gonna take another brush like that, but just a tiny bit smaller. And I'm gonna go into this macchiato shade, this one in the center. And I'm gonna put that right on the inner third of my eyelid, my lower lid. And this just sort of brightens up that inner corner, that inner third of our eye. And just placing a little bit on the tear duct as well, on that inner corner. Okay, I'm just going to take a flat packing brush here, dipping into that macchiato shade again, really tapping into it, like patting into it. That's going to get the most shimmer payoff. And I'm just going to lay this right on the lid in sort of a tapping motion, right in the inner corner and right up into the crease. And if you got a little bit too much like I did, we just take a fluffy blending brush and just blend it in. As I said, makeup's not that serious and it washes right off. If you make a mistake, take a makeup wipe, wipe it off, start over. Okay, and we're nicely blended here. I'm going to jump into some mascara, and we can just talk a little bit about the causes of anxiety. So sometimes it's a genetic factor. So if your mom or your dad or your aunt or your uncle suffered with anxiety, chances are you will too. It can be different for everybody. Some people can really struggle with anxiety. Some people are better at managing it. I'm gonna pop on some mascara. This is my MONAT IR Clinical Mascara, and this also has the lash lengthening serum in it too, so the growth serum. And I've been playing with this mascara for a few days now, and I'm in love. I think the formula is incredible. It doesn't flake or smudge. It makes my lashes look long and full, and just knowing that it's got that ingredient in it that thickens the lashes and makes them longer, I'm sold. I think it's awesome. If you want to get your hands on some, I am a MONAT market partner, so I can help you figure out how to get this into your hands or onto your lashes, because trust me, you need it. It's a game changer. Just look at how beautifully separated they look, and just knowing that I'm making them stronger, it's pretty cool. I'm just hitting the lower lashes as well. So another cause for, as well as genetics, it can also play a part with heightened stress or trauma. So if you've had some trauma in your past, chances are your anxiety response is going to be heightened. And then I'm going to use my MAC lip liner in the shade Spice. This has been my go-to lately. It's kind of my lip shade, but better. It just gives me that even pinky tone. I like to overline my upper lip a little bit and my lower lip right on the center. You want to keep, if you're overlining, you want to keep the liner on the natural lip line to start with. So you never want to overline down here, because it will look really obvious that you're trying to overline your lips. But just following that natural curvature of your mouth, like that, and then overlining just a touch. You don't want to go too crazy with it. Perfect. I'm gonna use another indie brand. This is Laura Lee Los Angeles, and she partnered with her best friend Manny MUA. These are YouTubers also here on the internet, on YouTube. So this is their collaboration. They made an eyeshadow palette, a blush palette, 2 lip colors. I think that's it. Anyway, check them out. Their products are amazing as well. So this shade is called Maura, which is a blend of their 2 names. So just a bullet lipstick. It's a matte formula. It's kind of more nude than my lip liner, so you kind of want to blend the 2 together. I have a trick for you. If you use a darker shade of lipstick and you tend to get lipstick on your teeth, just take your finger, or if you don't want to stick your finger in your mouth, you can cover it with a tissue and then just put it in your mouth and pull out, and it will take the lipstick that's on the inner rim of your lip away, so it does not lie on your lip or lie on your teeth and cause that lipstick on your teeth look, which nobody wants. All right, just feathering those two together. I'm using my finger. You can use a brush. Cool, I like it. And then I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow, and just dotting that in the center of my lips. This is gonna make your lips look a little bigger and juicy, kissable, things we all want. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight as well, and then we'll wrap this up. I just wanted to touch on a couple of other common anxiety disorders that are separate from generalized anxiety disorder. I'm using a, this brush looks a little janky, a highlighter brush. So usually they're long with some fan out at the top. And the Rare Beauty highlighter in shade Exhilarate. I'm just gonna lightly dust, tap off excess, hit the high points of your cheeks. So yes, aside from generalized anxiety disorder and panic disorder, we can also see separation anxiety, which generally presents itself a lot in children. And sometimes it goes from, you know, slight bit of separation anxiety that gets better with time. But sometimes if you have like a diagnosed disorder, it just keeps going. You never get over it. So just zhuzhing up my curls. There we go. This is the finished look. I think it looks nice. Natural, but glam at the same time. So thanks for coming along with me. Thanks for listening to me chat. I know this is a bit of a longer video, but I'm really happy. And if you stayed here with me to the end, thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Leave me a comment if you'd like. I'm good about getting back to you. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.